As India heads into its festive season, many consumers are being tempted by flashy offers, no-cost EMIs, trade-ins and long tenure credit for high-end gadgets. But financial watchers are warning that this easy credit may be more dangerous than it seems. Warren Buffett has a reminder that many in India's EMI generation would do well to heed. While every year around festivals, shops light up with offers. The newest iPhone, premium headphones, all available on EMIs spread over 24 months under no-cost or zero credit plans. And customers are saying yes. For instance, nearly 70% of people buying iPhones in India now pay via EMIs. Among salaried Indians earning less than 50,000 rupees a month, 93% are relying on credit cards to manage everyday expenses. Well, credit card interest rates in India often cross 36 to 40% per annum. At those rates, a credit card balance of, say, 50,000 rupees left unpaid can double in roughly 2 years. Buy now, pay later schemes, which look harmless, are already seeing about 1 in 4 users struggle with repayment. Now, what was once credit for houses and cars is now being used for phones, clothes, even vacations. Multiple EMIs, credit card dues stacking up before pay arrives, a large fraction of income is already spoken for. Add any emergency and it becomes a squeeze. Well, Warren Buffett's core message is you cannot get rich by spending more than what you earn. Debt isn't just financial, it becomes mental weight. Now, here are the 4 key principles from what he said that young Indians today should pay heed to. Number 1, save before you spend. Set aside savings at the start rather than after all the expenses. Second, use credit card for convenience. Avoid carrying forward balances. Now, if you're not clearing full bills, you're entering dangerous territory. Third, let compounding work for you, not against you. Unpaid debt, EMIs, high interest can compound just like investments do, but in reverse. And fourth, always have a cushion. Have emergency savings so that you're not forced to depend on credit or EMIs when life throws curveballs at you. Now, as the festival season kicks in, offers get more aggressive. No-cost deals sometimes hide costs. Higher phone prices, hidden interest from banks, etc. Well, visual lure is powerful, even though EMIs seem small in monthly amounts. Cumulatively, they can eat into a third or more of someone's monthly income once multiple EMIs plus credit card dues are considered. Now, it's not just about gadgets. This consumer pattern has broader implications as well, which include weaker personal savings, higher debt vulnerability, stress and reduced ability to invest for the future. Buffett would argue that true freedom comes from avoiding being trapped in interest payments. And for more on this, we are now being joined by Rohit Mahajan, founder and managing director, Pluto's One. He's joining us live from Delhi NCR. Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you so much for calling me here and to talk about Mr. Warren Buffett's statement. Warren Buffett, yeah.
Right, and starting with that, so Warren Buffett has warned that India's EMI generation about the lure of easy credit and the risk of debt traps. How do you see this playing out?
See, Warren Buffett is a legend. So whenever he says something very nice. But Warren Buffett is cautious against debt is timeless. So we need to agree and disagree also. But if you'll say Indian market is not like a US West market where, you have access to credit cards. Only 6%, less than a 6% actually, people in India, they have a credit card. For a buy now, pay later, we need to understand in Indian government is very, very strict and RBI is very strict on who can lend. The lending is only through banks or NBFCs. So we understand how you need to understand, who lends for this buy now, pay later is only for a consumer electronics. Majorly, it is for mobile phones. But it is okay. So lending is not bad. The question is who should give the lending and who should take the lending. And RBI is very, very cautious about it. And India is a market where lending is going to go long. And especially when we have a very less credit card users in India.
Absolutely. So, and from zero cost EMIs to, let's say, buy now, pay later and those instant 5-minute loans, these offers are everywhere. Now, do you see them as financial empowerment or rather a ticking time bomb?
No. So we have a history. We Indians are typically always in a saving mode. Let's understand again Who are these? Suddenly, why there is a buzz about, somebody is buying a Apple phones on EMI? The, the Gen Z we are talking about. So these Gen Zs, if you see, their parents are financially very, very strong. They don't have to buy a big lending like a, big ticket lending like a house or a car. Obviously, the next big thing is for them is to spend on a luxury. And that is a very, very less, even a less than a 1% of a population. So what we need to again understand, these Gen Z, they don't have, or a middle class, they don't have a history of buying. So actually lending is helping them to create a credit history. So we can't say lending is bad. Lending is always there. Lending will be there. The only thing is we need to save. And I think this Gen Z and we all are, understand as a DNA of Indians, we save regularly. So I don't think that in current few years we'll see any issues. There are always nuisance around, one or two people who have the history of, taking too many loans. But every economy it happens.
Absolutely. When it comes to fintech, is the ecosystem truly innovating for the customer, or is it just repackaging the old traps, but perhaps in a new way?
So this is a very good question, because what is the role of a fintech in Indian scenario? Fintechs are not allowed to lend. It's only the banks who are allowed to lend, or NBFCs. Fintech can only help in identifying the history of a customer, or to understand, is this predicting through a AI ML on the defaulters. And that is fintech is doing, or doing a tie-ups with other retailers to get this lending easy. But at the end of the day, in India, lending is only done by banks and NBFCs, and they have a stringent rules. So we should not be worried about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for making time for us and sharing a valuable perspective with our viewers.
Thank you so much for taking me. Thanks.